Haytham Jalad here, and you're watching another episode of the Ghetto Food Network. One guy in a tiny studio apartment, one kitchen, one main entree, and very little space to prepare. Got the oven preheated to 420. And I've got the ground beef just on deck right here. This one, mostly frozen. This one, defrosted. And then I've got some frozen mangoes that I'm defrosting over here on the counter. Got some salt, pepper, the basic seasonings. Got my cutting board over here. What I'm going to prepare today, I'm gonna prepare a dish. Is going to be, you guessed it, with ground beef, and I'm going to slice up some onions. So we're going to get the onions out. Looks like I have a half onion right here. Perfect. You know, lately I've been enjoying just slicing up a few pieces of onion and then saving some for later. And it's, just saute a few of the onions and you're good to go. So I'm going to do some onions. I'm going to put in this pan here that's already preheated on medium, but I'm probably going to cool it down more than that because these stainless steels, especially this one burns up nicely. It's newer than this other pan, and this pan's been abused and doesn't really work that well. Doesn't heat up as nicely. The new one, amazing. And I saved my knife in the refrigerator, so it's ready to go. It's the Ghetto Food Network for a reason. We're doing it just right, just the way I like it. So we've got the onion here. I'm gonna slice these bad boys up, throw them in there. I'm gonna put some ghee in right before I throw the onions. I'm gonna put some ghee on the pan. And because of course, if I just throw the onions on there, they're going to stick to the pan. Now the thing with stainless steel is, I don't know if you all know this, but you have to heat up the stainless steel to a certain temperature. I don't know if you saw me there, I splashed a little bit of water on the pan. That is one way you can test to see if it's preheated enough. If the water just splatters and burns, it's not heated up enough. But if it turns into little balls and bounces around on the pan, that's how you know it's heated up enough. You can put some oil on there, and then hopefully you can put some food on there, and hopefully it won't stick. At least as much as it would if it wasn't heated up and ready. So we got some onion action going here. I'm gonna get another sliver going. And then what I'm gonna do is I have my oven preheated, remember. So I've got some squash in the fridge that I'm going to slice up. I'm going to put these onions on here, and that's going to be really easy, just basically salt and pepper. I'm going to throw that in the oven, going to put it in there for a few minutes, basically watch until it starts browning a little bit, and you're good to go. Super easy. You just slice it up, throw it in the oven, and salt and pepper, like I said, some ghee or whatever, and you're good to go. You throw that with your ground beef and your onions, and you got yourself a solid meal. So let's see here. Let me grab some ghee. I'm going to throw the ghee over here. So get a little bit of ghee action. That's kind of, that was a pretty generous amount right there, dude. Save a little bit right there. So we're gonna put it on our pan. We're gonna work it all around. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put the pan back on medium, and then I'm gonna toss my onions in there. So this should go nice and crazy. We got some water. The onions are a bit moist. They're moist. So that sizzle action with the oil Oh man, it's just, you love to hear it. It's just amazing. You bring community and love and the experience in the Ghetto Cooking Network. Oh man, it's just, I love it. You know, the thing about cooking, man, is you can stand here, you can stand in your kitchen and just talk to your phone, and dude, you got all the community you need. You got the community, it's yourself. You're just over here doing your thing. You just, man, it's just amazing. You never knew. You never knew all the peace you ever needed. It's within you. You are peace. Sometimes you just gotta look deep inside, man. Dude, sometimes you gotta look deep inside, bro. Killer dude. I was thinking about that while I was in the sauna today. Actually, after the sauna. So I went to the sauna, had a solid session, saw some bros in there, chatted up a little bit, finished up strong, and sat down outside of the sauna and closed my eyes. I've been doing this thing where I'll do a little meditation. So it's kind of a mix of different meditations, some transcendental in there or whatever. Close my eyes, do some, I'll mix it up, but probably start off with some breathing, relax the system, relax the machine. And then I've been throwing in kind of a mantra, kind of decide what kind of mantra that I want to go with. I eventually came to one today that was, I am peace. And it was pretty powerful. I'm going to be completely transparent here. This is very powerful. It's the most powerful thing. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever done. And that's it. So, kind of did that, closed my eyes, relaxed my body a lot, kind of focused, did a little bit of my own body scanning with breathing, just really relaxed, relieved the tension in my body, and felt really at peace and relaxed afterwards. So it was pretty nice. You should, if I watch this later, hey, you should give it a try or another try, Nathan. Let's see here. So we gotta remember, we gotta stay on track here. We're good to stay on track, Dad. I don't have any counter space. It's like put it somewhere. What we're gonna do is grab two, and I'm starting to think that I should probably not hold these leave these in the refrigerator. So I might stop leaving my squash in the refrigerator. I think it just makes the squash go bad. But anyways, we're going to slice these bad boys up. So slice off the ends here where you have some of the hard pieces in there. And then you're going to just slice up some relatively thin pieces so you can lay them down on your sheet and throw them in the oven. And man, you're not going to believe it. I don't know if squash looks intimidating to some people. This is one super easy way to prepare it. There are different ways to prepare it. You have stuffed squash. How do you make stuffed squash? I've seen it done, but you just dig a hole or something. Or you just throw out the insides. That's outrageous. But yeah, this is super easy. Just slice up the squash. And it's pretty phenomenal. Phenomenal. So it's kind of like I don't know if you want to substitute your starch. Kind of like I don't know, what are we going to call it? A starchy fruit? Tastes pretty savory. It's pretty delightful. Yeah, believe it or not, squash is a fruit. It's funny, people just assume because it's savory that it is a vegetable. Oh, you gotta love it. The Ghetto Food Network. We don't have a lot of space, so you gotta make do with the space you got. At the Ghetto Food Network. So you have some casualties, that's okay. You're gonna grab the remainder of what you can and you're gonna toss it on your parchment paper. You know, recently transitioned to parchment paper because I was baffled to find out. You know, I always just assumed using foil was alright. And then somebody told me, you use foil? And I ChatGPT'd it. To be honest, I ChatGPT'd, I said, ChatGPT, is there something wrong with using foil? ChatGPT gave me the rundown and I was like, oh my goodness. So I guess I'm gonna attempt to use parchment paper now. So here we are, and believe it or not, parchment paper. It works just fine. It works just fine. It does the job. So I'm grabbing my ghee. Again, I love using the ghee because it has a high heat point and, you know, it's a pretty good taste. And I think it's actually even less calories. It's not even as calorically dense, if I'm not mistaken, than olive oil or something like that. But I don't really care too much about that detail. It's mostly the high heat point that I really like. I mean, they claim avocado oil has a high heat point, but I feel like ghee looks to be more stable when you're cooking with it. As you know, one example, like it doesn't evaporate as easily, if that makes sense. It doesn't just disappear. It kind of maintains its oiliness. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, man, big ghee fan over here. It's more, you know, it's the same properties. It's just a different process than butter. Ghee is what do they call it? Clarified butter or something? They're calling it organic butter. So, but ghee is processed in a different way. Don't ask me exactly how, but it's a way higher heat point than butter. And it's just amazing. That's all I'll say for the remainder of that. So you got your squash over here. And then you got your onions getting a freaking ghetto crisp over here. Just outrageous. I don't even know what's going on over here. Honestly, it's just crazy. We gotta put that bad boy on low. I can't believe that they've crisped up so much. Usually I would think it would take more than just medium, but alright, there it is. There it is. So we're gonna throw these in the oven. It's gonna take a few minutes for those to brown up. And I'm going to toss my ground beef on my onions over here. My onions are just looking crisp as they'll ever need to be. Just outrageous over here. I'm going to just toss the ground beef in there. Just toss the ground beef. Just no respect. Just toss it in there. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Nike, make it happen. Persevere. Embrace the suck. We're here for it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. So you're going to see your beef, and things are going to get a little wild in this moment. It's going to be outrageous. You're going to be intimidated. You won't believe what is happening. There's smoke. You don't have the fan on. Your onions are at the bottom of the pan. You're concerned about the onions burning. You're concerned about the ground beef. Just, you know, you're freaking out, okay? And you just need to stay calm. You're trying to separate your ground beef and kind of mix it into the onions. So you really want to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And yes, I'm using what is this? An aluminum? Am I using aluminum on steel? Well, I would imagine if this is aluminum, well, you're probably going to get some scratch marks on your stainless steel pan, and it's going to have some stains, so that's alright. And it's alright if it's alright with you. If not, find a different spatula, but I do like using a spatula to get some nice you break up the meat. Now you're gonna wanna, I lowered the heat just to give the onions a break, but now that you have your meat on here, you can increase the temperature as you continue. As I continue to break up the meat, I increase the temperature. I'm saying this like you're supposed to be following me, but like not necessarily. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing. We're coming up with it. We're figuring it out. We'll make some adjustments. Edit, cut. We're doing just fine. It's the Ghetto Food Network. So we're doing just fine. This is a unit. I got the tripod working on the camera right now. I'm over here standing. Got the AC over here, keeping things cool. It's going great. So what I'm going to do is continue to break up the ground beef here. Got the onions just getting mixed in. It is chaotic over here. This is the most chaotic moment during the cooking experience. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit more. I'm at around a medium high right now. I know it seems intimidating. There's smoke coming off of the stovetop. It's quite outrageous. You don't know what's going to happen next. You just don't know, and you just need to hang on for the ride. You may see, there's going to be some parts where the ground beef might want to stick, and I'm just going to give it a little massage and make sure it doesn't really stick that much, Just going to be giving a little bit of massage, and it's going to be good to go. It's all greasy over here. I like to see the greasiness. I like that. I'm going to just keep working my way around, casually maintaining my cool. You're in the kitchen. It's going to get a little heated. You got to maintain your cool. Okay? Metaphorically, because you're going to get a little heated. But you're going to maintain your cool. You're going to keep it cool. You're going to stay calm. There's going to be peace. Everyone's going to be okay. And you're going to make it happen. You just have to stay strong. And you're going to make it happen. So that's what we're doing here. We're taking care of business. And that's it. It's very, very relaxing, very soothing. Just over here, just massaging the ground beef. Just massaging it into pieces. Gonna sprinkle some salt. So we're gonna add some salt here. Just kind of eyeball it. Add some salt there. Gonna get some pepper. So throw some pepper action on there. And something that's gonna be a huge game changer is, if I can find it, is this garlic powder. So we got the garlic powder. And man, is this really going to just give that flavor? It's really going to help the whole situation. So you got your ground beef, nice and seasoned. You got the onions that were pre-sauteed. You're going to cook all this. You're going to serve it with your squash that's cooking in the oven. And guess what? What else you can do? Hey, if you're feeling really Mediterranean, grab yourself some cucumbers. Cut them up into some pieces. Grab some Greek yogurt. Throw the cucumbers and the Greek yogurt together. Throw some, if you're feeling really fancy, put a little bit of olive oil in there. If you got a lemon around, Ghetto Food Network, no lemon in sight. But if you got a lemon, put a little bit of lemon action. Maybe a little salt and pepper action in there. And shoot, you got yourself kind of a Ghetto Food Network. What do they call it? Tzatziki. You got yourself a tzatziki sauce. Just put a crap load of Greek yogurt. And that protein's going to take you to the moon. You eat that with the squash and the ground beef. And it's actually quite delicious. And it's going to be pretty protein packed. And you're going to get tons of fat. So you're going to be good in that hormonal sense. If you're trying to maintain, you're doing great. And you also got a bunch of fruit just getting defrosted. Ghetto Food Network. So, I don't know. instead of buying a whole bunch of mangoes or whatever fruit, sometimes I go for the frozen fruit. It's just a frozen fruit in there, allegedly. And I just defrost it, and there you go. Got some frozen fruit. Usually quite delicious. And there we go. If you're trying to pack on that progressive, what I've been doing lately is just packing on the progressive overload, getting in solid workouts. Obviously you can see, just really lean on the whole foods. Really get a good dose of just animal foods and fruits, as you can see. Animal foods and fruits here. Huge part of this alpha diet. So working in, the ground beef is looking pretty erotic, not going to be completely transparent here. It's looking pretty erotic. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. And I cooked not that much ground beef. I realized that originally I was thinking about adding in that other ground beef. And I got carried away and just cooked this ground beef. So we're going to have to see if I need a second plate. I'll just rinse and repeat, do the same exact thing all over again. And there you go. This is basically it. I did not complete everything. I didn't make the tzatziki. I'll probably make that in just a second. But this is the basic dish. This is me talking about it. And that's pretty much it, man. I worked out today, did some other things, and what a beautiful gift. What a beautiful gift. And you can find peace within. Sometimes it just takes closing your eyes and just focusing on that peace. And cooking is a type of, it's just a beautiful thing. To cook your meal, to prepare it, to eat whole foods, and to just focus on doing, I don't know, things that seem to be in good character, I suppose. Goodwill, maybe. Holistic. Good for you in many ways. Yeah, we'll go with that. Thanks for watching the Ghetto Food Network. This was another Ghetto episode. One guy in one tiny kitchen, in a tiny studio, in a tiny world. That we're, yeah, that word, yeah, dude. 420 temperature in the oven really got to you, bro. Subscribe if you want.